But if your height is fluctuating like it is here, right there, oh, we have a drone down. Taylor here with Agri Spray Drones. Today is terrain following T100 versus J150 round 2. This time with beta firmware, not just on the T100 but on the J150. The T100 has the beta firmware everybody's been talking about that helps with terrain following. J150 has beta firmware to make it fly at 60 feet per second. So we're putting these drones to the real test here. Grassback terraces behind us with a high degree of slope, a flat run in the middle, and a lot of climb from the bottom to the top. Running these drones at max legal speed, 40 miles per hour, 12 foot above the ground. We're gonna run them all with the settings that operators have recommended with both of these drones. All right, so let's take a look at the DJI T100 remote. So you guys can see the firmware we're operating on. In Device Manager, you can see we're on 1208 and 4028. That should be, oh wait, hang on, back up. We're actually on 1211 and 4028. That should be the newest version 3 beta terrain following software on the DJI T100. We've got the same exact field marked out right here. It's about 9.5 acres. We'll be running this drone in hill mode. We'll be turning on our obstacle avoidance, altitude stabilization, and obstacle bypassing. What everybody says you need to run on the T100 to make it climb hills faster. We'll run both of them at 2 gallons per acre. 300 microns. We'll go 58 feet per second, 12 feet high. We'll do a 35-foot route spacing on both of these drones. Hill mode. We'll do connection speed also at 40 miles per hour. And our height on the DJI, taking off on top of this hill, so we should be okay going to 20 feet. Okay, double check all of our parameters. We should be good to go. 1 second, I forgot to do one thing. So you see our start point right here in the middle? We're actually gonna put our start points on the same side on both of these. We're gonna go to that corner over there. So we're gonna end this field, go back in, we'll edit, change our start point to this corner. Okay, we're flying along this boundary. Now we're good to go. Double check all of our parameters stay the same. We're good to go. All right, now let's hit it. So I've got no idea how this is going to go. This is pretty fast on a field like this, especially right over there. We not only have grassback terraces, but the grass is tall and we have no crop in the field, meaning that the drone's following the ground, not the crop canopy, and then it has to go up and over the grass patches on those terraces. That could be kind of a challenge for honestly both of these drones without obstacle avoiding and braking. Okay. T100 just got started. You can see with our bypassing on, we've got our augmented reality line right there showing up. Here it's coming in at 58 feet per second to this hill here. What's it gonna do? That's pretty smooth. And it's holding altitude pretty good. Yeah, that part right there was a hill that didn't have a terrace on it. It was just a straight slope. But it looked pretty good going up that hill. Now coming down, we get to about 20 feet high, which is pretty high. That's about 8 feet over our target of 12. Looks like we're maintaining that 58 feet, 55 feet, slowing down about 35 right there over those terraces. So I think these terraces are going to kind of play a big role in, you know, how it reacts to the terrain. So DJI has been working on this beta firmware for a little while now. This is actually the third version of the beta terrain following firmware. Okay, there we got slowed down just a bit, only about 30 feet per second. So I got pretty close to that terrace there. But it's going up at fine. It's just braking whenever it has to brake. Yeah, I'd like to think that, you know, maybe I'm part of the credit for doing the terrain following demonstration that we did just a few weeks ago for DJI to work on this, but they've been working on it for a while themselves. And we don't know exactly what this beta is doing on the T100, but likely using the LiDAR and radar in combination to map out the terrain. As you can see here on this slope on our point cloud map, it's mapping out that terrain ahead of it right there as green and red and yellow, meaning that it's a higher slope. Here's a big one right here. We got down about 14 feet per second there. But didn't crash, that's good. Our battery life and tank volume's doing pretty good. When you fly faster like this, 58 feet per second, 40 miles per hour, you empty your tank faster, especially when you have a 35-foot swath like we set. That's, you know, kind of what is probably going to be max swath on both of these drones, the T100 and the J150 is about 35 feet. Now, I know people online have talked about being able to fly at a 40-foot swath or even wider, but you open yourself up to a lot of streaking, especially when you get into hills like this where your altitude is going to be fluctuating up and down, because your two biggest factors when it comes to swath is height and speed. Of course, you have micron size and then factors outside your control like wind. But if your height is fluctuating like it is here, right there, oh! We have a drone down. That grassback terrace was a problem. It was getting a lot closer than I thought, apparently. That's not good. Well, it looked like a soft landing, so hopefully our props are okay. I don't think it actually tore anything up. All right, 58 feet per second with grassback terraces with no crop in the field, maybe not a great idea right now with the T100. So let's go check it out. Oh shoot, we've got a battery spontaneous combustion risk on here. What the heck is that all about? I'm guessing after a crash, big lithium batteries probably need to be careful, so we will be careful checking that drone. All right. There we go. Well, we got 6 acres done, 6.7. And luckily it's in a terrace, so I guess you can just drive down the terrace, go get it. All right, let's go get it. Well, it's generating its own power right now. We've got about 15 mile per hour wind, and it's at just the right angle that it's cranking those motors and charging the battery up for us. It landed pretty gracefully. That's about the best crash landing you can ask for. Yeah, that's dangerous. So where it crashed here, basically it came down across that flat behind us, but it stays pretty flat with small slope until right here. This is a big transition when it goes right up here, then it flattens out. That's why grassback terraces with short crops, such a challenge with these drones. Honestly, I think the whole thing's intact. Yeah, even the props are intact. Check that out. I'll do a scratch, a little mud on the props. I don't think we bent anything. Soft ground and tall weeds. We're gonna see if we can fly this thing out. I can't find any damage that would warrant it not being able to fly. Problem. All right, now after the excitement, we're going to move on to the J150. So everything's the same as far as our parameter settings. We've got 300 microns, 2 gallons per acre, 58 feet per second, 12 feet high. There's our entering and exiting parameters. On our route, we've got 35 feet. Now, the one difference on the J150 is we are actually not running our intelligent bypassing. We're just running terrain following. That is what performs best when it comes to terrain following with the J150. Okay, same field, starting the same spot, going the same speed. I'm gonna put a little bit more volume in the tank because we only got about 17.8. All right, let's hit it. I'm a little nervous for this one because A, our wind has picked up a lot and we're flying fast with a drone that actually doesn't have as much thrust capacity. The J150's thrust capacity is lower than the T100. Flying in wind, that might not be a good thing. The other thing that does give me a good feeling about this is we are running on beta firmware with this drone. The beta firmware with this drone is like, we're not sending it out to anybody because it is full of bugs. This firmware is actually an older version. The only thing that's different about it, or the only reason we're using it, is because we can fly at 40 miles per hour on this firmware. Turn our camera up. So our height's actually riding a bit lower than that 12 feet, right about 10 feet right now. We'll see what that does. But so far, it looks like we're handling that first hill just fine. About the same as the T100 on that first hill. Now that was the easy one because that is just a slope. That is not, does not have any terraces on that part of the field. So that one was easy. And this next one's probably gonna be a bit easier too. It's when it gets into the terraces when it has problems. So I mentioned this last time, the T100 uses primarily radar for obstacle avoidance. It does build out that point cloud map with the LiDAR. The LiDAR doesn't see as far as the J150 LiDAR does. So the J150 actually uses LiDAR as the primary source for terrain following and obstacle avoidance. Of course, it has radar on it, but we're gonna show you guys a comparison of the LiDAR and radar on both these drones. And they're just different for that, you know, that's just it. The LiDAR is bigger on the J150, but the radar is much bigger on the DJI. There you can see it's adjusting its speed down a little bit, but not too much. It looks like right there, it got to about 17 feet, but that's kind of in between those two terraces right there. And here's where it starts doing its terrace hopping. So we'll see what it does on this one. I'm a little nervous. This next couple passes is where the DJI ran into those terraces over there. I mean, I'm actually really surprised that the J150 is actually doing this speed up these hills, because on that smaller hill that you guys watched in our other video, when it started right at the bottom of that hill, it didn't actually fly that fast up the hill. It didn't max out speed until it got to the top. But here we're maxing out speed at the bottom of this hill because we have such a long run. So you see our speed right there, we're bumping up to that, there's 58 right there. So it's maxing out speed, but it's coming into the hill and it's going pretty good up the hill. Okay, there it is right there. Jump the first one, jump the second one. I feel a little bit better right now. We don't got to go pick up 2 drones. I'm so glad we brought the pickup truck today because this trailer is not fun to get out in the middle of these fields to pick these drones out. I actually think maybe the next pass is where the DJI went down. One of those 2. I think possibly in wind this high, there you go, just slowed down for that terrace. Possibly in wind this high, the DJI T100 might be a bit better on battery life because it's able to push a lot more air, a lot more thrust capacity. I don't know, maybe that's just, that's not accurate, but it kind of seems like it might actually be better on battery life in wind this high. Okay, here we're coming into the side of the other terrace. Went over that one. Woo, getting close to that one. Oh, okay. There you go. That was not actually the terrain following that you saw there. That was actually a problem with the beta firmware. Remember when I said that this is beta firmware for speed on the J150? Well, part of that is it can't actually, it's not optimized to turn or slow down at 58 feet per second into the corners. So it sometimes will back up whenever it gets that close because it skips a beat basically. They sent us, when we asked EAVision to make this drone fly faster so we can test it, do this right here, they said okay, but they only made it fly faster. They didn't change any of the other algorithms. So what you just saw right there was it basically skipping a beat on its flight path and backing up to try to hit that back. So that was not the terrain following messing up. That was actually the beta firmware on the speed messing up. And it played hell on our battery right there. But I still think we'll probably get the rest of it sprayed out. Let me check my battery settings. Yeah, we'll just watch our battery. Only got half a gallon left. So far, so good. Terrain following down the hill is awesome on the 150. We're holding really close to that 12-foot high. There we're out. We're headed home. Now we're going to see if it can terrain follow on low battery up the hill. Now I can take over manually if I want, and I might do it once it gets into the terrain here, but I just kind of want to see for myself if it'll do it. So far, so good. All right, now I'm going to take over manually, just bring it in. Ooh, look at that wind, pick it up. There we go, we got the whole thing sprayed out. We covered 9.75 acres in 7 minutes, and we landed with 19% battery and some crazy wind. Okay, well, you guys saw it for yourself. The DJI T100 on the beta firmware is definitely better. That was way better than what we saw at the other field. But I still don't think it's optimized, obviously, for terraces like this. Now, when are you gonna run into situations where you have terraces like this? Probably not often, but whenever you've got soybeans or wheat, like we have here, and a low crop with grass back terraces, that grass is gonna be higher in the spring, so we're still gonna have that same problem in the spring. So running fields like this with the current beta firmware, really on either of these drones, 45 feet per second is what I would run, but J150 does it at 58. There you go. Okay, hope that was helpful. Let's know if you guys have any questions. See ya.